This is TWiT.
Well, I thought we would lead with this Samsung's next big event, which is usually big news when it happens. Of course, it hasn't happened yet. So yes, we're talking about the announcement of big news, but not the news itself. That's okay. You need to know about it. Unpacked is the upcoming Samsung event. It happens August 11. So what is that? That's not next week. That's the week after, right? Yeah. That makes sense.
That is the week after. Yep.
7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern. Actually, Ron and I are going to be on hand to talk all about it and to cover it live. So if you're doing nothing that morning, bright and early, twit.tv/live, and you can join us as we talk over whatever they're saying.
Very exciting. Been a while since we've done one of those together.
Yeah,
so.
Totally. It has. And this is a good one to do because I think we're expecting a lot. Now, Samsung teased this with the tagline, "Get ready to unfold," which really doesn't leave a whole lot to the imagination. We knew that at the end of the summer, Samsung's next or fall device announcement has historically been the Note season. But we've also been hearing and talked about many times on the show that the Note isn't necessarily expected to happen, at least this year. I don't know if it's like permanently. We saw the Galaxy S, whatever it is, earlier this year. The Ultra. Why can I not remember? Is it S21 at this point? I've totally lost track. I have vacation brain. That it allows, or it has compatibility for S Pen support. So that kind of seemed like, okay, well, maybe they're moving away from like a dedicated device with just S Pen. We're going to see a little bit of that here from what some of the leaks have been pointing to. The Z Fold 3 is likely to have S Pen support, probably in the same way that the Ultra earlier this month or earlier this year had support. You know, the Ultra had the case with an S Pen inside of the case, not necessarily into the hardware itself. And I'm guessing that's what we're going to see with the Z Fold 2. But it makes perfect sense for one of the folds to have that S Pen support. I think that's, if they're getting rid of the Note or bringing S Pen support to other devices, I think it makes sense for that. Then the Z Flip 3, which is the kind of like more the candy bar, square that turns into a rectangle, normal size phone. And then maybe the S21 Fan Edition, although I feel like I read something earlier today. I didn't put it in the rundown that said that, no, don't expect that. But I think what I'm also very curious about, possibly more curious than anything about, is the Galaxy Watch 4. And I think there's going to be 2 or 3 different versions of the Galaxy Watch 4. But why do I care about this particular wearable? Because Google and Samsung announced earlier this year their combined effort with the new Wear OS going forward. Google has just in the last few days announced the name of it. It's Wear OS 3. Not very creative, but there it is. And so this is going to be kind of like our first introduction to hardware that is created along with this partnership between Google and Samsung. I mean, Samsung is Google's partner. So we're going to see their combined efforts in the OS level. And then we're going to see Samsung really taking everything that it's learned in its wearables that have been pretty successful, comparatively speaking, and, putting it to work on this new effort. So what you think?
It's a lot. I mean, I don't know. I feel like Samsung in this year of coming out of the pandemic, I feel like of all the manufacturers, Samsung has been the busiest.
Yeah, they have been pretty darn busy.
Right?
You're right.
Yeah, and that comes from a place of confidence. Yeah, and that comes from a place of an established, I was going to say audience, but established customer base. A newly formed partnership with Google on the Wear side. With success in foldables, where people were questioning whether foldables were real or not, or competent. So I'm really curious to see kind of what actually what the presentation looks like, and as productive as they've been this year, they're laying the groundwork what could be an even stronger 22 when things are even more set to normal and people have more spending money again and all that sort of stuff. So I mean, I don't know. I think I'm impressed by Samsung and making bold, strong moves at a time when everybody's kind of being more safe.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed. Victor, heads up, in the doc at the bottom of this block, I put in a video, an Android Authority article that cousin of Ja in the Discord linked us to. Thank you for that, Cousin Ojah. But it is leaked promotional footage of the Galaxy Watch 4 that shows the UI in action. So if you scroll down, it'll show you a little like leaked Samsung promo. And so you get kind of a visual sense of what some of the interface will look like, if this does anything for you. But anyways, so yeah, I'm really curious to see what that combined effort looks like. And I believe that I heard or read that the Galaxy Watch 4 is going to come in multiple sizes. So hopefully that means that there will be a size that Flo can get really excited about. And then, of course, the larger size watches that other people, get excited about as well. At least, if that's the case, Samsung is really thinking about everybody and not just dudes with big wrists. But there you go. That's that. We have that to look forward to. I should also point out the Verge article that kind of I linked to in our rundown that talks about Google's announcement of Wear OS 3 as the new name, points out that Google mentioned a very small list of hardware makers who are creating watches who expect, or sorry, let me back up. A very small list, I think Tick watches are a few of them, most of them anyways, of watches that are out now that will expect to be eventually updated to this new Wear OS 3 when it comes out. Point being, you probably don't want to buy an Android Wear watch right now because it's very high likelihood that it's not going to get updated to this new effort, to this new OS. And that would be a real bummer to buy one right now. And then 3 months later, everything's, the future is there and you're not with it. So be forewarned as far as that's concerned.
They can't say we didn't warn them.
Yeah.